Welcome back to your daily basketball recap. My name is Levi Jacob. I just want to jump into a few things, just to give you a few updates as well. Um, the stage around the NBA. No. Regarding restricted free agents, as of right now, all of the key players that we talked about prior to this, with Kuminga, Cam Thomas, Josh Giddy, players of the like, in that position who are promising young players have still yet to sign with any teams. I mean, specifically more so the team that they were playing for last season. Whether that's because the team that they were playing for last season, hasn't offered them anything, or there has actually been no offers also from other teams. The interesting piece to this is that the one that we've heard the most about, as far as at least transactions, right? We've heard that Cam Thomas is in no way, shape, or form happy with what they're offering him today. He said that he thinks that he's worth at least as much as Tyler Hero in a sense. Um, I don't know to tell you that that's true. That being said, I think that he's still a good player. In another era, I think this would be, he would have gotten a contract right away. As far as Josh Giddy, apparently they're far apart on numbers. I think Josh Giddy reportedly wanted somewhere around 30 million. They only wanted to give him somewhere around 20 million. But again, no other teams are even offering it as far as the restricted free agency. And Jonathan Kuminga is the one that I alluded to before, who we're hearing the most about. He's the Warriors have not seemed to want. Clearly they have the intention to trade him. They have not seemed to want any packages that are being offered for him. Based off of the versions of what the packages are that we've heard, that have been reported, you never know what's 100% true or not. Um, it doesn't seem like teams are willing to give up a lot for him, which, to be honest, makes sense. He's still an unproven quantity. He had flashes of success in different circumstances. Um, you can tell that he's definitely gotten better and more comfortable in an NBA game. But like for example, the Kings don't want to trade Keon Ellis for as a piece, as part of it, to the Warriors, which I think honestly in today's NBA it's probably the right move. Not that Keon Ellis's potential is going to be so much higher than Jonathan Kuminga, but I don't think that Kuminga is I think that he would really, really help the Kings, but not at the loss of such a versatile player as much as Keon Ellis. And if you want to know more in depth about that, check out Max's last video of Roll Call, which is our new series that we have on our channel. He goes very in depth about Keon Ellis and all the different details of how effective he actually is and how underrated of a player he is. That being said, someone who did receive an extension, not restricted free agent though, is Mikhail Bridges. Mikhail Bridges agreed to a 4-year extension with a $150 million contract, according to Shams Charania. So that's, I think, to be honest with you, I think it's actually it's a good extension. It's not a max, which I don't think that he deserves, but in the playoffs, he really proved that he could turn up the defense like we know he can. And I hope that in Mike Brown's new system that they're going to run this year, it can showcase also more of his 3-and-D potential. He kind of was relegated to the corner. I think he can do a little bit, like we've seen that he can do a little bit more than that, even when he's on kind of a downturn at a point in his career. Not, I don't want to say it like that, but he's on a cold streak in a sense. He's still able to be helpful. He really is like a Swiss Army knife as far as utility for this team. And it brings back the continuity, everything like that. So I think that I think it was a good move for the Knicks. And reportedly, this also comes after they understood that it's very unlikely that Giannis Antetokounmpo is being traded this offseason. So they kind of are saying this is the best potential approach that we can have moving forward. So I think it's a good move. I think trying to keep together the team that got you to the Eastern Conference Finals is the correct thing. They especially because they went against the Indiana Pacers, who again kind of after Tyrese Halliburton's injury, I don't want to say fell apart, but at the very least their center rotation is not looking great now with Miles Turner being gone. So we'll see what the future holds for them, for the Knicks. I do think honestly, going into the year, I would have them as, I think they are the best team. I think the Cavs are still going to be up there. I think especially with Lonzo's distributing ability, if he's able to stay on the court and healthy as a backup, as opposed to more so what Ty Jerome was able to provide for them, not taking anything away from Ty Jerome. I think he's a phenomenal player. After them, I do think that the Pistons, though, are right there. And probably not far behind them or the Magic if everybody can stay healthy and stay on the court. I think both teams are going to be significantly better this year than they were last year. And they're both very interesting teams that are, I think that they show a lot of promise. And lastly, it's, again, we're kind of getting to a point in the offseason where there's not a lot of fast moving news, not a lot of discussion points. Nikola Vucevic is likely, potentially over the course of the season, to be bought out by the Chicago Bulls. I just feel bad for Bulls fans because he was a player that other teams were interested in. And the Bulls knew what the end result of this season would be, or even 2 seasons ago. And they could have gotten something back for him as opposed to having to buy him out. And I just don't, I don't understand why. I don't understand why the Bulls ownership, or at least leadership, continues to do this. And for the sake of the Bulls fans, I'm sorry. I actually liked the team they put together at the end of last season. I do hope they can bring back Josh Giddy. I thought that was a fun Billy Donovan offense. He also just got an extension. So, yeah, there's not much else to discuss at this point in time. But I'm looking forward to there. It's very possible in today's NBA that we see, at the closer to the start of each season, something more substantial in regards to trades. Um, we see a highlight reel of from time to time Rudy Gobert making 3-pointers now, working with lethal shooter. So you just never know. You never know what's going to happen. The NBA could become pretty weird these days. So we'll see what happens. Thank you very much for listening. I want to thank Max for producing. Shlomo, we'll see you soon. And yeah, everybody have a great day.